All right. How are you doing today? I want to talk to you about why weight training is not the answer to weight loss. Now, I get so frustrated seeing some ridiculous ads on YouTube, Instagram. You just scroll and you see the most ridiculous claims by people that are supposedly fitness experts, which are really just marketing people. They're just marketing what they think you want to hear. Now, there are some very legitimate people out there that do offer legitimate, good advice. And, I have a lot of respect for these people, but there's a lot out there. They're just full of garbage, including trainers. There are a number of trainers I've seen that I have personally talked to that they offer services to clients that they should not even be offering yet because the client isn't in the physical condition, but they offer a service and they put the client through such a rigorous workout that the client thinks, oh, they're so great. It's like, no, they didn't do a good job of tailoring the workout to you. You're a beginner. You shouldn't be collapsing on the floor, and I've seen this in the gym when I used to not have my own gym, but I used to actually go to the gym at our apartment complex before we moved to our townhouse. I would see people come in and they had read somewhere that they needed to do high intensity interval training. They didn't know what high intensity interval training was, and they didn't know that it's really not the best thing for somebody that's beginning and that is extremely overweight. You'd see them get on the treadmills and just set it on high, run as hard as they can, and then hop off to the side, coughing and hacking. It's ridiculous. There's no context to some of this advice, and problem is, all right, welcome. Today, I want to talk to you about the myth of weight training for weight loss. Now, weight training is an instrumental part of your overall physical fitness. I personally like to train weights 4, sometimes 5 days a week, depending. I might even get up to 6 days towards the end of a mesocycle, but primarily I'm in that 4-day range, and then I do dedicated cardio multiple days a week, mix of interval training and steady state cardio. But reason I wanted to talk to you about the myth of weight training for weight loss is I've seen some ads on Instagram where they say, oh, stop doing cardio. If you want to get rid of belly fat, stop doing cardio. And it's full of garbage. It's such garbage that they are basing these claims on. The claims that, they talk about things like, oh, the afterburn effect of, you gonna continue to burn fat after a weight training session. You're also going to continue to burn fat after a cardio session. And during the weight training session, you're most likely not going to be burning as many calories as during the same time doing a cardiovascular workout. That's just the truth. Now, I personally recommend doing both weight training and cardiovascular exercises or aerobic exercises, because although you might get some cardio benefit from really intense weight training and from doing, say, a circuit where you keep your heart rate up and you do 2 or 3 exercises in a row, or even 5 exercises in a row, but more often that's going to be more of a cardiovascular circuit than a weight training circuit. You're going to get some benefit, but having some dedicated aerobic exercise is going to be much better for your heart and much better for weight loss if that's what you truly are targeting. Take for example, you have been doing you start a weight training program, okay? And you are training, you might burn between 1 and 300 calories in a session. And that session is probably going to be between 50 minutes and an hour and 20 minutes. So that's not a whole lot of extra calories from baseline. Now, if you do cardio, steady state cardio, moderate intensity, you can easily burn twice that much in the same amount of time. So why would you do weight training for fat loss? Now, you do weight training to build lean muscle mass. You do weight training to increase your strength. You do weight training to have a better, probably, physical balance in your appearance. But you don't do it specifically for fat loss. Now, weight training will increase lean muscle mass, as I mentioned. So you can start to possibly eat a few more calories as your baseline calories. Once you've lost the weight and you've gained some muscle, you probably don't need to be as low as you would have had to been if you had only relied on aerobic training. Let's say you are brand new to training. You have never really lifted weights, and maybe you started doing some cardio and you haven't seen any weight loss. You've still got that belly fat that you wanted to get rid of, or whatever. You got fat somewhere. You're not losing it. What are your best options? Well, your best option is to stick with the aerobic activity. I would always add in resistance training or weight training as part of your workout routine. I think it is the most balanced way. But if you're doing aerobic activity and you want to lose weight, you don't just go, oh, I'm going to stop doing aerobic and I'm going to start lifting weights. That'll do it. It's like, no, that won't. Maybe over a number of years, you'll put on enough mass that you'll start burning more muscle, but the likelihood that you're going to be extremely satisfied with that is very low. The trick really is you need to reduce your calories. You are taking in more than you are burning. So aerobic exercise is a great way to burn more calories. But you still need to probably reduce the number of calories that you've been taking in, and probably change the quality of foods that you've been eating. If you've been eating a lot of sweets, that messes with your blood glucose levels, and lower quality calories seem to have more of an effect on your weight than higher quality calories. So the strategy is to go for high nutrient dense foods. And these foods are going to fill you up with a whole lot less or a whole lot fewer calories. You're going to get a lot more volume of food with a lot fewer calories. You can try one of these diets out there that a lot of people go by. You could do a Atkins diet, or you could do a keto diet, or you could do a carnivore diet, or one of these other named diets, but none of those are really the key generally to weight loss. It's just calorie reduction. Now for me, I cut out, for the most part, except for every now and then as a planned cheat day. So every few weeks have planned cheat day. I've cut out refined carbohydrates and simple starches, and for the most part, like grains Now I still have tons of fruit and vegetables. My diet consists of primarily vegetables, fruits, meats, nuts, dairy, eggs. It's everything except for really a large amount of grains. And for me, that works, but it might not work for you. For me, that gives me all the variety I need. And I notice that I'm I feel full more of the time. I have a lot less gas, which is very interesting because um, a lot of people tell you to cut out like certain things like apples or certain vegetables because they're the one things giving you gas because they've got pectin or some other fiber that is hard to digest. Well, I eat as much as that of and many apples as I want now, and I don't have nearly the gas I had before cutting out grains and sugars. I do notice if I have something sugary the next day, extremely gassy. So I think it has primarily to do with sugars. So I just avoid them. I used to be very much against non-sugar sweeteners, but I have embraced allulose and stevia to sweeten most of my baking. Um, and the protein powder I use from Transparent Labs is sweetened with stevia. So, and there's also been some research that stevia is good for your intestinal health and possibly your blood pressure, which is important to me, having had a kidney transplant. So, just a thought there. Now, I hope you found this video informative. I know I went on a couple of sidetracks here, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can make an appointment with me. I do coaching, and I can put together a plan for you, or we can have a consultation and see if the plans that I offer would fit your budget, your lifestyle, and we can go for there. I have, being a past CPA, or still a CPA actually, being a CPA, I've put together many of my routines based on the routines that I used to do before having to get up super early and then heading to clients, being able to get those done before heading to clients and getting clients at 8 a.m. So, I'm able to work with you if you have very short time frames. Click the links down below for more information, and take care.